I said I was gonna go crazy, and your boy, he went crazy. What's going on, guys? SpaceBound, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of SpaceBound. And if you missed the last one, there's a card popping up right now, so you can go take a look at that. Also, join the Discord. Gonna throw that plug in here. We're doing a nice little revamp and stuff. Cool things are coming. But as you can see, things have changed behind me. And I will say, I said I was gonna go crazy, and your boy, he went crazy. Like, real crazy. The bacon station is straight up the bacon station. The bacon station can't get any more baconized than it currently is, I think. So with that said, let's take a look at this thing. Give you guys a base tour now. So as you can see, this is kind of the same, except I've got this here. We're not going to go inside yet. I'm going to go over here. I built this side, made some of these blocks, figured out how to do that, and I'm gonna kind of look down. I'm gonna kind of look down so you guys don't see this, and we're gonna kind of float on this way. And I'll wrap around, and I'll show you guys the front view. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Bacon Station in all of its glory. Hurtling through space, the Bacon Station is your one-stop shop for all of your interplanetary needs. This thing is awesome. It's literally taken me like a week to build. Look, I even did flame decals off the back of the rocket. The Bacon Station is my pride and joy. I hope that all of you like it. With that said, let's go inside and take a look and see what we've got inside the bacon station. All right, I made it back onto the bacon station finally. After like 10 minutes of floating out into outer space and trying to navigate my way back, I'm finally back on the bacon station. So, as you guys can see, this thing is totally epic. I absolutely love it. It has taken a very, very, very long time to put together. Actually, to just give you perspective, the videos that you have seen previously before this one were actually pre-recorded like a week in advance. So I've had literally like a week and a few days to work on this, and I was able to pull through. And I am super excited to have this as our main center point for all of our interstellar activities that we are about to do. So with that said, let's go inside and take a little tour. Now, in pure supercharged fashion, because I am just awesome like this. If you notice, as I go down here, this is the pig's butt. And as you can see, we've got a nice little curly tail right there. So this is the poop chute to get me up out of this thing so I can float in and out. And the reason why is because when I made this, I started going like this, and then I would just shoot way up. So I made a ceiling and everything and stuff, so then that way I can just float back down. I had a hatch here, an iron door hatch thing, but there was just weird problems with it and stuff, especially like I had ladders here as well, but like the ladders would shoot me way up into space, and I'm like, I'm not using that. So I came up with a poop chute, and I exit and enter through the pig's butthole. You know what I mean? With that said, let's move on, because that's kind of disgusting. So I have these oxygen bubble distributors. I was going to try to use the sealer, and I made a sealer, and it was not wanting to work. And then I found out if I wanted to seal this whole thing, I'd probably have to need a whole bunch of sealers. And I'm like, that's not cool. When I could just make like 2 bubble distributors, and I'm pretty much set for the interior of this pig, except for the wings. So inside, as you guys notice from flying, I took the liberty of taking the jet engines and actually turning them into rooms to hold trees for oxygen. And I have made a whole bunch more oxygen collectors, which was some very tedious crafting, but I have done it. And these guys are sucking in oxygen at a stupendous rate from this side and the other side. And the other side is exactly the same. We'll just go take a look real quick, just so you can see. It's flipped this way, though. And yeah, so as you can see, oxygen is being pumped and stuff like that. So this thing is coming together. I made... I'm crashing. Hang on. All right, so yes, here we are back inside. So the inside is not amazing as of yet, but this is going to be our command center. So... with that said, I moved the machineries that we had up there down here with the power cell and stuff, and that's running everything. Power is doing good. Now, we do need to have a conversation because I am having some trouble with RF. So I did actually fly to the moon as well and started messing around with the digital miners. And I have one that is stationed there now. It is currently off. But when I added the speed upgrades, which I don't have in my inventory anymore, but I added the speed grades to those digital miners, and it started sucking power. Otherwise, if you don't have the speed upgrades in there, they are super slow. So I want to run 2 of these at the same time, right? And there's a quick hot fix that I can do by going to the Nether. I have magmatic dynamos that are down there that power the Nether for miscellaneous power needs that are in there, which is like next to nothing. And literally what I can do is hook it into, and I've already made this thing, this simple power cell with the card, and that should give us a little bit more power. But I think we are reaching to the point, especially since we are going to be going interstellar, that I need to do 2 things. We need to experiment with more power. We need ridiculous power. I mean ridiculous power. So that boils down to I either need to get into mechanism with the fission reactor, I believe it's called, or nuclear craft and actually make nuclear reactors. That stuff is getting scary. I'm not going to lie. Apparently, the stuff will like blow up and everything, cause like radiation in your world, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's going to be challenging. But I think what we'll probably do is start experimenting with those mods. Now, I don't know if I just want to start with one, if I want to try nuclear craft. It seems to be a little bit easier than the mechanism stuff, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly as of yet. So with that said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the overworld and I'm going to head to the Nether, and we are going to go down to the magmatic dynamos that I have, and we're going to hook them into the power and see what type of performance we get out of it with the digital miner. So without further ado, back to the overworld. What? Why you? Okay, here we are back in the Nether. This guy just scared the crap out of me. I was not expecting him to be standing there like, dude, what are you doing? Like, go get a life or something. All right, so what we're going to do is head down here to the bottom of my ladder. So I have this super secret entrance right here. It's totally hidden. And we're just going to climb all the way down to where we have these magmatic dynamos just working hard. And as you can see, I've got some wireless redstone here. This is powering the stuff for the blaze grinder over there. But we have this energy cell and everything down here. This energy is literally sitting here doing nothing. So what I would like to do is put this on here and add it to our power, because these things have pretty good power output. It's, what? FE, so we can get a maximum of 40k FE off of it. And right now they are pushing 37,000, it looks like, roughly, give or take. And we've got quite a few. So yeah, let's do it. So I'm gonna hook this thing up, and what I did find is for this one, we'll just set all sides in. I forgot that the smart wrench here, you can take this and click the sides and switch it. And that is how you can change the different power. So if you're playing this mod pack and you don't know that, like I did, that is a little tidbit of information, because I was confused on how to do that, but I figured it out. So I installed the power link there. So now all that power, extra power, should be pumping into this and adding it all to our power network wirelessly, which will be awesome. So the only other thing that we need to do, and I just thought of this now, is we need to make sure that this stays loaded. And I can't remember if I have a chunk loader in here or not. So you know what I think we're gonna do is, I think I happen to have one already in here. And I do, I've got 4. These things are my best friend. I'm gonna put that away. I'm just gonna leave this guy right here. So that way this chunk will stay loaded and producing energy when we are not here. I don't want to go hunting around trying to find all of that stuff. So with that said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the overworld, and because we are rich and I can just travel interstellarly like this, I'm going to go back to the moon. I'm going to show you guys what I kind of got going on there with the digital miners and stuff. So I will catch you guys back on the moon. All right, so here we are back on the moon. And food for thought, I was just thinking about this when I was flying over here. I wonder if I don't have the main renewable energy system actually chunk loaded. And that might be one of the issues as well, why we're not getting maximum power. So with that said, as you guys can see, I have the digital miner hooked up over here. It is not on. I have the wireless items transfer system, and inside of there I've added some more things. We'll go over that here in a moment, but this wirelessly transfers items from here into the base for now, because I was testing the type of ores and stuff that we get from the moon for filtration purposes. We'll get into that in a minute. So with that said, I've got this thing off. I think I'm going to leave it off for the moment. But let's teleport inside of the base, and we'll go over some of the stuff here. I want to check the energy. So this thing is full. So that's interesting. Anyhow, so this complex system right here is my testing stuff. So I've created a filtration system for testing purposes at the moment, because the main goal is to get this stuff to go back to the overworld, to the ore processing system that I have in there that's already set up. But I need to know what to filter out and what can get discarded, this, that, and the other. So I found with this that we can accept in moon dirt and rocks, and we throw that into a nullifier right off the get-go, right? And then everything else does filter down here, and I have it blocked so that these guys, for any reason, if they decide to come down in here, they're going to get sent back up into here. And then I haven't figured out what to do with this lunar sapphire yet. This is going to be an interesting one, because it doesn't go into the chest, or into the pulverizer. I might have to come up with a way to get this filtered out and sent elsewhere. So maybe what I'll do is maybe make some pre-filtering here, if you see what I'm saying, before it actually gets sent to the overworld. I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to design that stuff yet, but I do have it set up so that, like, this guy will, the cinnabar that you'll get does shoot down into here. Items do transfer into this after it's out of the pulverizer, and right now I have them getting sucked up into here. So we've successfully actually, made these ingots here, which is totally awesome. So it is working. Now, with that said, I am going to show you what is going on with the power system. I don't know how quickly it's going to happen, but it does start slowly getting eaten away, and eventually we'll be out here. So let's head back outside. I'll turn this thing on. And I can't remember if I have the speed upgrades still on here. Basically, it was only 2 speed upgrades that I had added to this thing, and it just started sucking the power. So I have 1 added right now instead of 2. So I was playing around with some of that stuff, seeing like how the drain happens, stuff like that. So let's just start this thing. I've configured it so we'll start mining, and as you can see, the ores will start going down. We'll see in the back of here that this gets items transferred in. We'll see it real quick once it mines. This is what I'm talking about. Is super slow. This is why you need speed cards. But the more speed cards that you have on it, the faster the power drain. So it's pretty interesting. Of course, nothing is popping out. Auto eject is on. All right, let's go back inside the base and see if it's getting filtered in here real quick. Might be easier to see it come into this. Yeah, see the moon rock flash real quick there. So all those moon rocks are getting thrown into here and destroyed because we don't really need them. Everything else, if we get any ores, is going to be sent down here and filtered through. You'll see this kick on at some point, and it'll start processing the ores, but we don't know when that's going to happen, because those things just randomly mine in a gigantic field. So, but it's automatic, which is awesome. Hands-free. Don't have to go mining anymore. But as you can see, we've slowly got some power drain. It says 15 million, 1.5 million, whatever that number is. I don't know. I can't math right now. You can see that it is dropped a little bit, but hopefully maybe these magmatic dynamos will keep it where we can run 1 card on it. But if we go back out and I add more cards, we'll just do it to see if we can speed up the power drain issue. Let me whip this open and speed upgrades. So I have 6 here. Let's just throw them all on here. Why not? I think they can hold a maximum of 8, and you can take them off if you want. So let's just throw all of them in there, right? Look at the power getting sucked from this thing. Oh my gosh, it's eating power like crazy. All right. I'm going to go back to the overworld and make sure that there's a chunk loader outside that thing or not. I don't know. I can't remember if I added one or if it's just not doing what it needs to do. So let me throw this stuff down, let this fuel up, and I will head back to the overworld. And it looks like I actually don't. I don't have one sitting out here on the surface. I think I would leave it out here on the surface. But I also don't know if it's still in the chunk of the actual Baconshire one that's downstairs in the basement. Not sure exactly how big a chunk is. I can't remember off the top of my head. I used to know that information, but, you know, that's slipped out. You know what I mean? In my hiatus. So with that said, I think what I'm going to do is, you know what? Screw it. We've got this stuff. I'm going to throw one down. So let me put in a chunk loader here. And I'll put the rest back. And I'm going to just slap this guy literally like right here. That way all of this stuff should get loaded. And hopefully it's close enough to the actual Baconshire itself. So all this stuff should be continuously working. So I just looked up the information and a chunk is 16 by 16. So with that said, that one that we have underneath here is literally like right here somewhere. So this is 16 by 16. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it stops right about here. And that other one stops somewhere just after this wall. So we're missing like a few blocks. You know what? Just because, since it's a 16 by 16, I'm just going to throw one right here. We're going to make sure that this whole thing is freaking loaded, man. I am not playing any games with this power. I want to really test if it is something that is an issue where we need more power, or is it just a chunk issue? If we can rule out that it is not the chunk issue and it's a power issue, then we know that we need to go nuclear basically right now at some point here in the very near future. But this guy is not making enough to really fill itself back up quickly. So, I mean, we're going to have probably an energy drain. Literally. There's no way that I think that we'll get around it. We have too much fluctuation here. If I add speed upgrades to the miners or just add another miner onto this network as it's set up currently, it's going to drain this stuff down and we're going to go negative. So I think we're probably, no matter what, going to have to go nuclear. See there, it dropped negative and we don't even have the miner on at the moment. So that begs the question, where do we build the nuclear stuff at? Guys, leave it in the comments section below. Part of me wants to do it on the overworld because we're not really going to be coming back here. But then the other part of me is like, if there's a nuclear fallout or something, then we have a problem. You know, so like, I don't know if I want to build it near the Baconshire or not. Probably not. So we don't have nuclear fallout if something does happen here, because you do have to be proactive too with nuclear waste and things like that. So I'm not really sure. Or do we build it on the moon where it doesn't like matter if that happens? Or do we build another we build another Bacon station near the Bacon station, but off far enough so that if there is nuclear fallout, you know, that Bacon station's just compromised. You know what I mean? We just have a nuclearized pig hurtling through space. That would be freaking hilarious. I am not gonna lie. Oh man, I'm so dumb. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this episode right here. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If so, please hit the like button for the love of bacon, if you know what I'm saying. And with all of that said, be safe, be kind, and I will see you in the next one.